Welcome back, Pythonians. In this section, we will go through loops. And loops is a building block in programming that allows us to repeat something without having to write the same code, duplicate or repeat it as many times. For example, let's say I want to print numbers 1 to 5. Let's see, I don't have control D here. Okay, let's say I want to do this 5 times. Oh, go. And if I run this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, but there is a better way than doing this 5 times. And before we go through this, there are 3 types of collections we will generally use. There are more, in fact. But let's begin with the simplest one. Let's go through strings. Now, a string is very different from the other data types we've gone through, integers, floats, and booleans. A string is actually a sequence of characters. So let's say I have a name, Captain. Here we actually have a sequence of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 characters. Now, there is a way we can loop through this. I mean, I could technically go through each one. I'm going to show you how to access a single character. For example, name. Then we use an array bracket, or they call square brackets, and then the location of the character were stored. And they use something called a zero index base. We humans normally start on 1 when we're counting from the beginning, but they start from 0. So let's remove this, for example, now. We can see a use case for that later. And if I run this now, we get C, which was the location C. But what happens if I did -1? We got N. What? Okay. Let's take a step back. So 0 was Captain, the C in Captain. And we have then 1, which is A, 2, that is P, 3, that is T, 4, A again, 5 is I, and 6 is N. Now what happens when I type 7? You get an error because they call it an index. The position in the sequence that we access, there's nothing there. There's nothing past this line, nor an 8, nor a 9. But we have values from the length of it, which is 0 to 6. But when I did 0, 1, something else happened here. It didn't cause an index error. Instead, it went to the last position. Okay, so then by this logic, -2 should be I. So let's see. Yes. Now, we could here now, similar to the example below when we were printing 1 to 5, duplicate this and then have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This becomes lengthy, but loops solves this. Can instead use something called a for loop, and we have 2 kind of loops, but we'll start with for loop now. And the syntax, how we write it, starts with a for keyword. We see by its color, it's they're all like pink, at least in my theme, the default for VS Code. And then how do we get, let's say, the first step here is let's call it, let me write it first. Let's say I'm going to type a character in name. Then we have a colon. We see this pattern with the conditionals. And then here I will have a print. And then I want to print the character. Okay, let's look at the syntax because it can be confusing for the first time. These 2 must always be there, for and in. And we see, as I said in previous videos, Python, what makes it such a great language is it tries to resemble the human language as much as possible. Other programming languages will have a kind of a different syntax that will have a lot of things added to it. For example, we have like var I this, and then we have I less than say increment, and I'm not gonna confuse you with what all of this means. I just want to show you how it looks. I think it was in this order. While I less than 5, I plus plus, and then they have this curly braces. There's a lot of just too much things for your brain in the beginning. Python keeps it light. So we are iterating. We are going for each character, for each item. I mean, this could have been a shopping list. It didn't have to be a name. It could, it could be many different things. But for us now, in my name, as many characters, and for each character, I want you to do something inside this block. So if I try to use character out here, we see nothing should happen. Let's see. Let's first run the original just to see how it looks. So we see CAPTAIN. But if I add this here, what happens? We got an N. Shouldn't be happening. Interesting. But we see that it creates kind of like a local variable. It should only exist in here. For some reason, guess it exists out there. What happens if I enter space? Well, don't do this, even if you can. It seems like the variable is stored. We will see later how this will not be possible. So I'm not going to confuse you with that. But inside here we're running, and this runs in iterations. So we could say print step 1 start. And then, or instead, let's say, or I keep the step 1 start. And then we will have a print step 3 end. And then before we print the character, I will have a, actually I will do the F string. I will say step 2 character do this so you easier see it, and then I'll add the character in here. Let's remove that. And then I'll run it again. And we see start character C end, start character A end, and it repeats until we reach the end. And this is how a loop works. It runs from this position inside the beginning, 1, 2, 3, and then it goes back up. It goes to the next position, to the next item in our sequence, which is the name, and repeats until we're done. And we'll see later how we have a lot of more utility here. But let's finish with a string. Now, there is something called a range, and this will be a bit confusing. But how do we make this happen? I don't want to type 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, there are two ways. You'll most often see perhaps collections of values. We haven't gone through lists yet, but just an example, similar to how we had a variable called name that has a sequence of characters or string. We have a, say, fruits. And here we use the, here we use the square brackets, and then say I have an apple, banana, and here, for example. And then we would have used the same syntax as above for fruit in fruits. Then I would print my fruits. And I'm just gonna comment this out so we don't see that output. Control C. And then I'm gonna clear down here so it's easier to read. Then and I can close this because it was confusing. We have more space, and then we go run it. Apple, banana, pear. So we see one pattern. It is always ordered. It starts from the first item and goes on until the last. Now this is a list. We'll delve into this later. It's very useful. We will use it for AI. We will use it for so many things. It's one of the best parts of Python. How easy it is to use it in comparison to many other languages, programming languages. So here we saw different, and we could have different kind of lists. We could have numbers. So I could have done here the numbers. I could have done very similar to this. Let's say numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I would do for fruits. Oh, sorry, for num in numbers. I would print my number num. Comment this out. We don't need this anymore. And then let's run this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we don't even need to store this in a variable. We could have just done, we have taken this and we could have had it like that. Can keep both examples just so we have it here. And then I'll take this, and I'll comment you out. See, so, and I run. Same outcome. And now comes a thing Python has that are called ranges. So I could have done this differently. I could have used a special function they give us from the language. And we're not going to delve too deep into ranges at now, how they work and what they are, because that's too much new for you. But I could have done exactly the same in range. And then we see here on the comment, we have allows us to pass in different things, and we will go into this more clearly in functions, but for now I want it to run to 5. But we see here the stop is exclusive, so if I had typed 5 here, we would not have gotten it. So I want to show you that. So print num, let's comment this out, and then I just want to clear this for a second, and then let's run it again. We started at 0. So didn't work as we might have thought, because remember, in programming they have everything is 0 based when it comes to index, where we're starting in sequences and such. So, but we saw when we had our mouse over here, this documentation, we could pass in values, and this will be confusing for you now. I just want to show you that it exists. This will be more understandable after the function section. But for now, I wanted to emulate how it worked for the others. So I'm just going to say I'm start at 1. And if I run it now, it's not going to print the 5, as we see. So we only have 4 values, but we wanted 5. So I'll change 6, which is exclusive. It won't be included. So it will be 1. I'll add a comment here. It will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We run it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is a for loop. It allowed us to take 5 lines and just cover it in 2. And imagine if we had a lot more code. We were doing, calculations, especially when we're AI. We're doing a lot of these things. Might have a very many lines. And imagine if we just copy and then we paste, and it will become too much. We can't read it. It won't even be reusable. We might make errors. Imagine we have to change one part here, then we might need to change it everywhere. Instead, we just write it once and it will work as we expect. So this was the for loop. And in the next one, we will cover while loops. So take a breather and be ready.